social media. It's fun. You get to interact, post pictures, show how balling you actually are, or at least pretend to be. But the other side of social media is trends. And if you want to get a lot of followers, you want to get a lot of interaction, do what's trending. Use the hashtag. Do the challenges. And apparently, there is a challenge right now called the BlackOut Challenge. It's not what you're thinking, drinkers, smokers, users of drugs. Not that at all. Might be more fun though. The BlackOut Challenge is basically you choking yourself until you pass out. You heard me. So a 12-year-old, sad to say, he's of our group of people, decided to participate in this challenge. By himself, nonetheless. You think you'd have some people, no, by himself, in the bathroom, and he passed out. So I guess he completed the challenge successfully, but the problem is he didn't wake back up. His twin brother comes home, finds him in the bathroom, tries to resuscitate him, not so lucky. Gets rushed to the hospital, and here we are today, still waiting on the outcome of that story. Now, Dre, have you ever done a challenge online? I know you have, nigga.
A freestyle challenge, yeah. I've done a bunch of. I know that's what you're talking about. I've done a bunch of freestyle challenges, yeah, where I sit down with a beat, yeah, absolutely. But I've never tried any of these other challenges that they have out here. If you want to know the truth,
I mean, if you're a parent and your child does the BlackOut Challenge and ends up in this type of situation, you're just grateful that if your kid makes it. But don't you also feel like you want to whoop some ass too? Like,
what would you say this challenge was on what platform?
TikTok.
Surprise! No, not surprise. Like I keep telling you, man, there's a reason I'm not on this platform. There's a lot of young kids on this platform, right? A lot of impressionable kids, and I don't know. This is tough, right? Because at the end of the day, like you say, I'm a victim blamer. I'm a believer in common sense. So even at the age of 12, and like I said, I grew up at a different time. I was 12 when there wasn't TikTok and all of them things, right? But I also knew that choking yourself out to the point of blacking out is probably not the smartest thing to do, and I knew that at 12. Like I knew that. You know what I mean? I wasn't choking myself out to the point where I couldn't breathe, even for attention, which you could have got attention if you did that at any time in history, really. Think about it. At any time in history, yeah. So he chose the time of social media, which is cool, but like, it's hard. Who do I blame? Do I not blame the dumbass kid here? Do I not say that he needs to have a little bit more common sense on this one? Or do I blame TikTok? You know what I mean? I can't sit here and blame TikTok. I'm sorry. I can't.
This is one of the times I feel like, all right. I mean, I hope the kid is fine for sure. Full recovery, all that. So the parents could whoop his ass guilt free. But definitely this is one of those moments where I gotta blame the victim.
Just think about how much time there was between the time of him choking himself and the time of him passing out. That's all I want you to consider.
Fair. Viewing public, what are your thoughts here, man? Who you blaming? You blaming TikTok? Are you blaming the parents? Or are you blaming this 12-year-old kid who just wanted his 15 minutes of fame? Is that too much to ask?
Right.
Let us know. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
You're a savage.
That's insensitive, but it's like
that is.
Deuces.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
COVID-19. Dre says it's not real. He says it's all in your mind. As a matter of fact, this is Dre before the 10.
Wear your mask. Social distance. Just trust the narrative. You've never been lied to about anything. The government loves you. Trust the media. You're all doing a great job. Keep wearing those masks, guys. Keep wearing those masks. You two are a little bit too close together. Sorry, can you guys social distance? You and the orange? Come on, you're right next to all these people over here. Come on, think of your grandparents. This is crazy. But other than that, you're all doing a great job.
Very
trusting
nice,
the narrative.
very nice.
Do what the news tells you. Do what the government tells you. You're all doing a great job. Congratulations. We love you. Congratulations for following the narrative and trusting the news and not questioning anything. You're all doing a great job complying with the narrative. There is definitely not a psychological operation happening when you're convinced of a reality that's based on fear that has nothing to do with what's actually happening. Fuck you! You shut the fuck up!
And that's when I show up.
That was, yeah.
Hey, get the fuck out of here. You're fucking
That's
insane,
perfect.
bro. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're insane, bro. You're insane. Get the fuck away from this guy. Dude, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm gonna kick you in the fucking head. You're trying to wake people up because you've been
It's not completely you yet. It's not completely you yet.
Hold up. It's getting there.
Hold
You've
up.
literally been silent.
There
There
it
it
is.
is. There.
Are you
There it
happy
is.
now? Are you happy now? You fucking asshole.
There
Oh,
it
yeah,
is. Right on cue.
I am.
Right on cue. Right on cue.
So Pfizer's put out some news, and Pfizer said that their vaccine is pretty much good for 6 months, and it also protects against the South African variant, the one that's pretty aggressive as far as how contagious it is. Okay, I know the vaccine is to prevent you from, well, to assist you in not succumbing to the virus, not dying, basically. But when you do take the vaccine, you can still catch the virus and you can still pass the virus. So if it lasts for 6 months, because I was thinking, okay, cool, 6 months, enough people get it, eventually it dies out. No more COVID. But no, because even if I am vaccinated, I can still carry the disease and pass it on to even another person who's vaccinated, who could pass it on to another person who's vaccinated, who could pass it on to someone who isn't. So then I said to myself, I get it. It's supposed to prevent you from not expiring, right? Not having this insane effect on your body. Love that part. But how does it help eliminate the virus? And I brought this up to someone today and they said, well, it doesn't. So then I'm like, well, other than the point that I just made, what is the point? They're like,
Right.
bro, look at it like the flu. The flu is here forever. And every year they say, hey, you get your flu shot yet? So until they create a vaccine that stays in your body and is super effective for at least a year, the COVID vaccine is going to be like your, every 6 month flu shot. Or maybe they'll create one that lasts every 5, who knows? But until then, this is something that you're just going to have to take on a regular basis. And I said, I don't know if I like that, but,
Yeah, that doesn't seem cool to me either. That's a little bit odd. But you know what? I'll tell you how I feel about that. Well, you know how I feel, but I'll tell everybody else how I feel about that. They say it's going to be like the flu shot. That's perfect. Because you know what I've never had? The flu shot. You know what else I've never had? The flu. So as far as the flu keep coming back, it hasn't kept coming back for me, and I've never had a flu shot to catch the flu to protect myself, because apparently that's one of the symptoms of getting a flu shot is you get sick right away. That's the entering your system, so you're immune to it apparently. What it is right now is, unless you are a first responder or you're over the age of 65, you haven't been vaccinated. None of those people have been vaccinated yet. They haven't hit anybody outside of the hospital workers and the nurses and the police officers and those type of jobs, right? So I don't know really what they expected.
In direct response to the vaccine, again, I get it. I get the benefit of it. But I mean, if it doesn't eliminate it, I want it gone. If it doesn't eliminate it, then... And the other thing, too, is they're saying even if you do get vaccinated, you still got to wear a mask. So I say to that, then if the vaccine only lasts for 6 months and it's going to be like where you got to get topped up, when does the mask go away then?
Right.
So, yeah, let me know your thoughts, man. Are you guys getting back? Am I missing something? Please tell me I am. Tell me there's a light at the end of the tunnel that I just don't see. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. Two Guys Doing a Podcast. Deuces. if you live in Ontario, probably pissed. And you know what? I got the perfect graphic to set the tone. Pornhub. Man fucks entire province. Now, that's not a movie that you have to wait to watch, because guess what? You're in the movie if you live in Ontario. So, as you guys know already by now, we're going into another lockdown for an entire month. Right in time for the long weekend.
This is a method that has been tried. You know, we've been in multiple lockdowns. Ontario and specifically Toronto and Peel have been in lockdown pretty much consistently since March 16th of last year. And we're shutting it back down again. And my opinion is simply this. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. And this is now the third lockdown for the province of Ontario. And the first two have proven that, guess what? The lockdown does absolutely nothing but hurt small businesses and any gyms or restaurants that try to operate right now. And I understand what they're trying to do. They're saying that we should separate from each other, and clearly it's not working. Them putting this lockdown back into effect, I don't know what they expect to change, but a month, this is doing nothing but hurting the economy. And the only way that they're thriving, the craziest part is the way that Canada is thriving is off of American businesses right now.
As far as the lockdown, I understand it as well. I mean, it sucks, but I understand it as well. And if it was done the way it's supposed to be done, I do believe it would be more effective. As far as what they're hoping to accomplish, they said after a month of lockdowns, they're hoping that the numbers are going to be around 900 reported cases, and obviously they're hoping lower than that continuing. That's the goal. But to your point, doing the same thing over and over and over again is insanity, and of course it is. Why would I keep walking in to the same door if I know that door goes nowhere but a brick wall? It makes no sense. So I seen a story that in Toronto there is still 30,000 open appointments for vaccines. So you know what would be different? How about opening it up, letting anyone who wants a vaccine get a vaccine? I do understand prioritizing, but if you still have 30,000 available appointments, clearly these are people that don't believe in the vaccine, are afraid to get the vaccine, or don't give up. So why don't you just give them to the people that want them? America. I'm not gonna do it. But America, if you are in America by May the 1st, if you are at least 18 years old, I'm not saying you could just walk in and get one, but you can get one. America, the country that has mismanaged the vaccine the most on the entire planet. America, you can do that. Look, man, I'm not, and just to be clear, bring it to a close, I'm not saying I'm against the lockdown. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is people are not respecting it, and it doesn't seem to be working the way you want it to work. So doing the exact same thing over and over again, to Dre's point, is not going to yield the results that you want. So let's try something different, people. And when I say people, I'm talking to the government. When I say people, I'm talking to you. If you live in Ontario, if you live in Canada, and they're saying, hey, we're locking down. If you heard this before, because we've been through a bunch, and you're like, F the lockdown, I'm going to party. Well, maybe you should also try something different. Let's all try something different. Let's get out of this. The weather is getting warmer. And if I can't go outside and party, I might have to kill someone. I'm joking. I'm not going to kill someone. But leave it in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are, people. What are your plans? Are they doing something right? They doing something wrong? Anything we said inaccurate? I want to know. I live here just like you.
I mean, what else can they do as well? If you know what I mean, we didn't give any solutions for what they could do other than the lockdown. For anybody who's angry about it, give suggestions in the comments as well as something else that they could do.
Thank you.
I think that'd be interesting to hear.
I do.
The amount that you need to make in America to be considered a one percenter. You know, one percenters, you know what they are. They're the people who are considered the richest people. We're talking about financially wise. So the upper echelon, the higher class of the states. How much do you need to make in America to be considered a 1%er? Now, what number do you think that's going to be, Chris, before we get into it?
Probably a B.
$1 billion?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you could run the clip.
Do you know if you make $500,000 in this country, you're in the 1%?
Top one? Yeah. Top 1% of the country.
Do you think all men know this as they journey through their travels?
No.
Wait,
America
what?
doesn't know.
Did you hear what he said?
500,000?
If you make $500,000
Wow.
in America, you are considered the top 1% of that country.
Is
If you
America
make-
a third world country?
No. If you make $150,000, you're considered the top 5%. This is what they talked about in the thing. The problem is the same thing that you have in your head is the same thing that I have in my head. We are so influenced by social media and what we see these celebrities doing that we really believe that you have to be a billionaire, a millionaire to be considered the upper echelon of the economy. But people forget that in America there are states like Detroit, states like Ohio, states like Iowa, where the average income is not really as high as, say, a New York or a Los Angeles. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, of
Because
course.
it doesn't need to be. Because they're, you know what I mean? They don't need to be. If you go to some of these states, if we went to Atlanta right now with the money to buy a condo downtown, let's say a $1.8 million condo, which is pretty much average at this point for a condo in Toronto, you could get yourself an estate with acres in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it's just the understanding that we have been deceived by social media to believe that we live in a world where you have to be a millionaire to be considered or live a good life, and that's just not the case. That's crazy.
I actually got a different perspective on that, and that's why I said what I said. Is America a third world country? Because guess what, Dre? If you're in a room with 3 people, and those 3 people in the room have a penny in their pocket, and you have $1 in your pocket, you are 99 times richer than those other 2 people in the room. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said a B. So if it only takes $500,000 to be considered a part of the 1% in America, how poor are the people in that country?
Well, I need you to understand that in Canada, if that's the number in the States, because you have to do the currency exchange and everything, I'm pretty sure the number in Canada is probably less.
That's insane.
That's what I'm trying to show you. I can't
So
see
basically,
Canada being more.
So both, if that is the case, then in my opinion, both, I don't want to say the countries are in shambles. I'm just saying, damn, that says something about minimum wage. That says something even just about a living wage. You know what I mean? Like, that's really messed up. That's the larger point. Yes, of course, we're being deceived in the flash and the lights, but fuck all that. That's crazy. Well, I mean, if $500,000 makes you a part of the 1%, I guess Bill Gates is just not a percent.
That's the 0.01%. 0.0000.
You're gonna have to keep going on that one. But
Google zeros, 1%. Boom. Because you know what Google is. It's a you know what it is.
Do that. And that's where Bill Gates lands. Viewing public, this is a bit of a eye opener to say the least. Kind of wonder where I rank now. I have to do that math later. I'm not telling you sons of bitches though.
I gotta be top 10.
I gotta be in there, man.
I gotta be top 10 at this point.
But yeah, viewing public, why don't you do the math? Let us know where you stand.
I want to see everybody's percent. Everybody put your percent.
Put your percent. Put your
comments.
percent where you're at, man.
What percent where you're at?
But leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Deuces. And if your percent is dope enough, you might be able to bag a sweetie. All right, let's keep
Hey.
I wanna meet y'all. I wanna take her out. She gotta suck my dick. She gotta eat me up. She gotta yeah. Hey, hold up.
You know who that is?
What the fuck was that?
That's Playboi Carti without the auto-tune.
Playboi.
That is Playboi Carti without the auto-tune.
Oh man, that explains so much about his current mixtape.
I mean, I really
Or album,
want
whatever you wanna
people
call it.
to take that in, and also I want you to consider the quality of music that you're listening to. Your expression said it all, but I mean, does this change your perspective on his music? No, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a prank. 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 This is a prank topic. This isn't a real topic. You're not asking me if it changed my perspective on Playboi Carti.
Yeah, does it change your perspective on Playboi Carti's music?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And why does it not? Because I didn't like his music to start off with in the first place. You're making it sound like I was a Playboi Carti fan.
Wait,
I
who's
wasn't.
who's more talented now after hearing that? Iggy Azalea, the baby mama, or Playboi Carti?
Ooh, see, that's a tough question. That's a tough
No,
question.
it's not.
but if you
Iggy
want-
Azalea.
Oh, okay,
First of
that's-
all, Iggy Azalea uses her own voice. Second of all, she's from Australia, right?
Yeah.
She's from Australia, and she can still rap like she's from the South Bronx. That's a talent. This is all I'm saying. When she raps, like, you don't hear the Australian accent. That's got to stand for something. Playboi Carti, nothing. What does he got? Tell me. Iggy Azalea wins.
He's got a baby with Iggy Azalea, and I mean, oh, Iggy Azalea. I'm saying, yo, Iggy, if you see this video, please leave a comment, so I can hit you up. Trust.
I want to meet y'all. I want to take her out.
Especially-
She gotta
especially-
suck my dick.
Iggy,
She gotta
listen.
eat me up. She gotta.
That's how your man is singing on top of it. Just please check out some of my tracks. I got a song for you, Iggy. I got a
Yo,
song.
Playboi Carti said that she got to suck my dick. She got to eat me out.
Okay, this is a prank. Stop. This is a prank.
Viewing public, let me know your thoughts, man. Leave it in the comments. Who's more talented, Iggy Azalea or Playboi Carti? Adeuces.
This is wildin'. As we said, we're going to keep you posted on what's going on. So we are currently we're currently on day 3 of the trial while we're making this video. Okay, so what has happened is they've had a few witnesses on the prosecution side. One was one of the first bystanders to walk by, and the big news about him is that they showed the body cam footage of what happened, and he just broke down. He just totally broke down, and they had to do a recess. They brought him back, and they asked him, the prosecution first question, attack was, why did you get so emotional? And he said, because I felt helpless, because he literally was there and walked away. He wasn't one of the people that was there while all of this crazy stuff. He was there at the very beginning, and he actually walked away, and told the officer, Chauvin, be safe, have a good day, just make sure you make the right decision, type of vibe, type of thing, as he was leaving. So imagine going home and seeing the news and seeing that. So that was on day 2. There was another witness that was there, that was actually physically there while the thing was happening, and he kind of testified as to the fact that, like, he could see that George Floyd was losing his breath. There was nothing that he could do because he tried to approach him, and I believe it was the Asian officer,
Right.
Yao. I'm sorry if I got his name wrong.
Who cares?
I believe it's Yao. Put his arm forward and told him no. So he actually stopped him from going forward. So all the things that I told you that they would kind of bring up as to kind of argue his point, this first witness kind of came forth. But it wasn't until the 3rd day, which was today, where I think something really big happened. And today was the day where they brought on George Floyd's girlfriend.
Right.
And one of the things that she said that really stuck, even though she kind of, said something after, what she said was that George Floyd's nickname for her was Mama. And for those who don't recall, what he was screaming out while he was being choked by Derek Chauvin was everybody said he was crying for his mama.
Right.
You know, she did say that he obviously called his mama as well. There was just a different way in which he said it, different inflection, different tone, but the point that she was trying to make was getting across. He was calling for somebody that he loved, somebody that was close to him, somebody that he cared for, which was the feeling that was you know, given to the crowd. You know, the defense at this point, where it gets interesting, chooses to actually cross-examine this witness. This is the first witness that they chose to cross-examine her, and what they immediately went to was asking her about an incident that happened a few months before this incident happened, where he came to her complaining of back pain, and he was foaming at the mouth. Now, she testified as to the fact that they both took painkillers. She had a problem, I believe, with her jaw, and he had back problems, so they were regularly taking painkillers as a medication. And on this particular day, he went there, and he was short of breath. He was foaming at the mouth, the back pain. She doesn't know what was going on, but the hospital took care of him. He was discharged, and the defense really stuck to this incident and asked her pretty much about how his temperament was, you know, how was he acting, how long did it take for certain things to happen. And what they were trying to get at this point, obviously, was their main defense, and it's how he was affected by the drugs in which he was taking on a regular basis and other drugs that were in his system. So this was the first time, today was the first time the defense kind of came at somebody with that defense. And, you know, this was live for anybody to watch on Court TV if they wanted to watch it. But anybody that was watching it saw that they kind of came at this witness, trying to get her testimony to kind of leverage their side.
You already called it. Like when we first started talking about this, we know what their defense was going to be. They were going to be leaning into that. So anybody who speaks to that or has any experience with Mr. Floyd about drugs or around drugs, they're definitely going to lean on to them. And
I called it. I told you they had to find another instance where where him being under the influence of drugs kind of put him in the same type of thing, where he was in a situation where, you know, and that was a situation where he wasn't being restrained.
Yeah. All I know is so far, and it's early, so, you know what, I was going to make a comment as to what I think so far. I'm not. All I know is it's early. Let us know your thoughts. Do you think that they got a shot in the dark? Is Chauvin going to moonwalk out of the courtroom? Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So the rap game. One of the big things in the rap game, especially now, is weed. Let's be honest. A lot of rappers smoke weed. It's a good thing to do. And now, especially since it's legal in many states, a lot of rappers have come out and they're very open about their weed smoking. They're not as underground or say that it's stunt weed at their video shoots anymore. You know what I'm saying? There's one rapper, though, who has not got to benefit off of the legalization of this weed, and his name is Ralo. Now, for those who don't know, Ralo is a rapper who came out about 2017, 2018, and came out hot, came out fire. And it was mainly because of his association with Young Thug. He's associated with Young Thug, who, of course, is legendary in the hip-hop game. You know what I mean? But
not really.
Well, yeah, you're just disrespectful. That's why you don't know rap music. But anyways, we'll move on from that. Ralo currently is in jail right now on weed possession. In 2018, they found, now this number, I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of fours in it. So it could be 444 or it could just be 44. But there was pounds at the end of the day of marijuana, of weed, found on his private jet when the cops, I guess, raided the jet. Yeah. I guess, you know, I'm pretty sure they didn't chase it down, so I'm pretty sure they just kind of raided it. But he is still in jail on charges now for possession of marijuana. And he's been in jail for about 2 or 3 years and hasn't been convicted. This is him awaiting trial.
That's crazy.
Right now. Yeah, this is him awaiting trial, so hasn't even been convicted. So what has happened recently is there's an organization that has come up with a bunch of hip hop artists.
So the activist group Mission Green, they partnered with entertainers like Drake, T.I., Killer Mike, Deion Sanders, John Wall, Meek Mill, Julio Jones, 2 Chainz, and more in a letter to President Biden. So they're trying to get Biden to be like, yo, get the homie out. And the number that you're talking about was 444 pounds of weed.
There it is.
That's a lot of weed. Holy shit.
Now Jay-Z made the album and Ralo made the drug sale.
Seriously.
So I like the correlation there. But the big thing pretty much is I don't even want to focus on that. What I want to focus on is the hypothetical situation of Ralo, because there's a lot of artists. So there's a pretty good chance that Ralo might go free. If Ralo goes free, what does this mean for everybody else in jail now? That is in jail right now under the charge of marijuana possession.
It means nothing. It means what it always means. It means if you're somebody, that's what counts. And if you're nobody, you ain't nobody. I don't know how else to say that. That's what that means.
I mean, it's a good point. It's a tough reality. But if I'm in jail and I see this person get set free, and I'm in jail for either a less amount. Can you imagine somebody who's in jail right now for like 10 pounds?
What are you gonna do?
Or even less?
What are you gonna do?
If I have a lawyer, there's a case right now that does something different from a lot of other cases. If he gets set free based on this sets my favorite word, a precedent.
It does nothing, Dre. You're no one.
It strengthens legal arguments for a lot of people, and this could cause a lot of problems down the line.
Which is
because there's a lot of people who don't have this argument right now.
Which is why one of two things is going to happen. First thing that's going to happen is nothing. Rallo's going to stay where he's at because they're going to be like, oh, it's going to set a precedent, and all the niggers are going to want to get out of jail.
To make.
So that can happen. Or 2, Ralo gets out of jail because he's somebody, and all the people who aren't nobody stay where they're at. Kick, fight, raise up as much dust as you want. Nigga, you've been doing that shit for years. Ever since we made legal. We know weed is legal. We know we can hear you down there. Shut the fuck up. Stay where you're at. We ain't doing. One of those 2 things are going to happen. Okay? Either way, those people who've been in jail for a baggie of weed, I am sad to say, and it is fucking horrible, and it is a crime. Going in jail for the weed, that's not the crime. What they're doing to these people, that's the crime. But you're asking a question, I'm being honest. Nothing is going to happen. It is what it is.
I like this because at the end of the day, if it does happen, inevitably, it's going to put pressure on my favorite president, Joe Biden, to make a decision to finally change all of the dumb fucking laws that he put in place, or at least start making some kind of changes. It puts that pressure on him.
That's which is why Ralo probably staying where he's at.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Nigga, I just told you what's gonna happen. What the hell?
What are you, Cleo's? Your Cleo's cousin now?
No.
You're gonna give me a tarot reading next?
I'm just a guy with common sense. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What you want to happen, I want to happen too. It's just not going to happen because they hate us because they ain't us. I'm making a joke about it, but it's dead ass serious. Anywho, viewing public, what are your thoughts here? I just gave you 2 of my gloomy predictions, which is more than likely not a favorite of anyone's out there. So I don't even like them. But what do you think is going to happen with all this star power? Enough star power to, I don't know, do something, make a platinum selling album or a great rap video.
This is the title of the legal world right now.
Do you think that with all this, they're going to get Biden to put his John Hancock? Who even came up with that for a signature? Why can't we just call it his signature? But do you think
it was actually John Hancock who
really John Hancock?
We'll move on.
No. We can't move on. We're not moving on. John Hancock came up. Okay, all right, fine. We should move on. Do you think Biden is going to put his John Hancock on a release paper for some nigga named Ralo who had 444 pounds of weed on a private jet?
It's a lot of weed, man. That's a lot of weed. It's a lot of weed.
Oh, Bob Marley, God rest his soul, be like, damn, nigga, that's a lot of weed. What the?
They got the double backwards on those.
That is
on that
a
flight.
lot of weed.
What the fuck is going on?
Do you think Biden is going to greenlight this guy to get out of jail, knowing what that could do? Or do you think Biden is just going to be like, let my people free and let everyone out?
You fucked it up. It's let my people go.
Biden is gonna fuck up the words. He might say some different shit. So let us know what you guys think, man. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm gonna go smoke some weed legally. Deuces. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yo, Chris, we got to 200 subscribers,
Finally.
man.
Finally.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to stop there. We have a new goal. The new goal is 500 subscribers. So what I need you to do, I need you to like these videos over here. I need you to subscribe right here, man. Two guys doing the podcast, man.